Hi everyone. I hope this works. This is the first time that I've done Facebook Live. So I'm just going to give you guys a bit of time to join. So there it goes. That's 8 o'clock now. Do drop me a hello in the comment section just so I can see who's joined. Um, so just by way of introduction, my name is Richard Gray. I'm the founder of Crystal Tuition, and I'm really excited to be giving you a free creative writing lesson today. Hi Aisha, thanks a lot for commenting, guys. So it's just so I can see who's joined. I'll begin the actual lesson in about 1 minute, so I'm just waiting for people to join. I can see we've got 19 people, so that's fantastic. Hi Anita, hi Ted Jeffrey, hi Sheetal, thanks a lot for joining. Hi Amy, hi Claire. So I think just explain how this lesson is going to work. It's going to be an introduction to creative writing. So this is ideally aimed at probably year 4. If you've got a year 5 kid, this might also be relevant for them if they've never had creative writing lessons before. For the year 6s and older, this is probably going to be a bit too easy. But you're going to pick up some really key techniques. So I really hope that I can help as many people as possible. That's great that there's 33 people joined already. And I will do my best to keep track of the comments. It's just that there's a lag. So sometimes the comments come like 10 seconds later. So hi to everyone who's joined. Okay, excellent. So the first thing that I'm going to teach you, and the video will save, so don't worry if you haven't got a pen and paper to make notes. The video will be saved so you can re-watch it. If there's one thing that you're going to learn from me today, and I hope you'll learn more, but if it's just one thing, it's description. So that's what the title is going to be, description. And that's really the key to creative writing, in my opinion. It's description. So that's today's title, and those of you who are observant, you might have noticed I've written soap down the side. So that's a technique that I'm going to teach you. Some of my students, I can see that you've joined. You guys will know what soap is. Okay. Now, the first thing to consider is who are we writing for? So when we sit the 11 plus creative writing exam, who are we writing for? So guys, feel free to comment. Comment in the comment section. Who are we writing for? So I've had some really hilarious answers from kids like I'm writing for my mum, or I'm writing myself. That's true, you are writing for yourself, but there's someone in particular that you're writing for. Can anyone tell me who that is? So guys, the question is, who are we writing for when we sit the 11 plus creative writing exam? I'm going to give you guys the answer. It's the examiner. It's the examiner. So kids, when you're writing, you're not writing to sell books. I'm not going to teach you to become the next J.K. Rowling. I'm just teaching you to pass your 11 plus exam, and you have to bear that in mind. Well done for everyone who said the examiner. Excellent. We're writing for the reader. That's also correct. In this case, the reader is the examiner. Now, what I want to touch upon is soap. Sorry, soap. These are the 4 basic literary techniques. So if you know what S stands for, tell me in the chat. What do you think S stands for? So I'm going to write it on the board. So I'm just going to write it on the board. So some of you may have heard of soap before. It's a technique that I've pioneered myself. And so you probably won't find it in any like creative writing textbook. So does anyone know what S stands for? I'm going to give you guys the answer. S stands for similes and metaphors. Sorry, let me put an S there. Similes and metaphors. So just to explain, well done to people who said simile. Lucy, excellent. Sheetal, someone said setting situation. That's very good guesses. In this case, soap is that it's 4 key literary techniques. So a literary technique is a device or a tool that writers use to make their writing more interesting. And in this case, we want the examiner to be interested in our writing. So well done to everyone who said similes and metaphors. That's fantastic. Now, does anyone know what the difference between a simile and a metaphor is? I'm looking for 2 words. I'm looking for 2 words to differentiate the difference between the simile and the metaphor, because similes and metaphors, they're used to compare 2 objects. So the two words that I'm looking for are like and as. Okay, so similes we use like or as, and that tells you it's simile. Metaphor, it's when you say something is something. Okay, so today's topic, well done to Tejashri. You said like and as. Anila, like as. Very good. Well done. Well done. So I'm trying to make this engaging, and I apologize for the delay and the lag. So today, the vote, I think it was 100 votes. It was for a day at the beach. So what I'm going to come up with is a sentence, or I want you guys to come up with a sentence. I want you to tell me that the sun was shining as bright as something. So as bright as something that's shiny and expensive. So some of my kids, you'll probably know what the answer is. I'm going to write it on the board. So the sun was shining like a... Can anyone give me the answer that I'm looking for? The sun was shining like a something in the sky. Are you guys ready for the answer? The sun was shining like a diamond in the sky. Okay, so anyone who said diamond, very well done. And excellent. So someone said a gem, a gold coin, a diamond, Ritesh, Ruth. Excellent, excellent. Well done, well done. Okay. Shalini's guessed what soap is. Okay, nearly. So guys, I'm going to show you two ways to turn this into a metaphor. So we've got the sun was shining like a diamond in the sky. Now, a lot of kids are able to turn it into a metaphor by saying the sun was a diamond in the sky, and that would be a metaphor. But I'm going to show you an easier trick. Okay, so we could say the sun was a diamond in the sky. I'm going to add something. The trick is to use the word than and to add er. So let me just show you what I've done. The sun was shining brighter than a diamond in the sky. So by adding than and er, you can automatically turn your simile into a metaphor. So the reason why I'm showing you this is a lot of kids, they're really good at using similes and they forget how to use metaphors. So that's just a really easy trick. So for example, my house is as big as a mountain. That's not true. I wish it was. But if I wanted to make it a metaphor, so my house is as big as a mountain, I could say my house is bigger than a mountain. So I've added er and than. So that's the easiest way, in my opinion, to do a metaphor. Okay, so a few people have guessed what O is. Would you? I'm going to give you all 5 seconds. Excellent, Deepak. That's fantastic. O is for onomatopoeia. The spelling's not quite correct, and I'm going to show you a little spelling trick for how to spell onomatopoeia. Okay, so onomatopoeia is a word that sounds like how it is spelt. Onomatopoeia is a word that sounds like how it is spelt. So do me a favor, everyone. Can you just put random onomatopoeias in the chat? So I'll give you one, splash, and if it's related to the beach, even better. So I'll check the comments. So everyone, if you can give us some onomatopoeias in the chat, that'd be great. Let me just help you with this spelling because it's a very tricky word, and even some of the adults find it a bit difficult to spell, and that's understandable. So the first bit is ono, O-N-O. I don't think there's any difficulty there. I think most people can get the beginning bit, O-N-O, ono. This bit looks like tomato. So tomato is spelled T-O-M-A-T-O. This is the same matto, so onomato. And the M bit, I know we pronounce it onomatopoeia, but I teach my kids to spell it like this. Onomatopoeia. Everyone say it with me. Onomatopoeia. Come on, guys, I can't hear you. Onomatopoeia. So the reason why I'm saying it like this, it's a bit funny, is if you think of the boy's name Joe, J-O-E, it's spelled similar to this, P-O-E, P-O-E. And there's also one more trick to learn the spelling for onomatopoeia. There are 5 vowels in the alphabet, which are A, E, I, O, and you can see U is missing. That's because you guys have to learn the spelling for onomatopoeia, okay? So let me just scroll down the comments. I'm really thankful that everyone's like given me some really good onomatopoeia. So we've got like whoosh, woof, crash, smash, sizzle, bang, boom, kaboom, rough. That's fantastic, guys. That's incredible. So a little challenge. I'm going to shout out some water onomatopoeia words, and I want the kids and the parents too to think of 3 water onomatopoeia words and put them in a sentence. And we're going to compare our sentences. So I'll give you splash, bash, crash, splat, plop, drip. That's all I can think of. That's all I can think of. So pick 3 of those and put them in a sentence for me. So have a think, just while I write mine out, and we'll compare. Okay, so I'm picking my three onomatopoeia words. So remember, the topic is a day at the beach. So try to make it perhaps. I'll give you a clue. Wave related. So mine's to do with the waves. Okay. So I picked my 3 onomatopoeia words. Have you guys picked yours? Sorry, I'm a slow writer. Okay. So here's my sentence. The waves splashed, bashed, and crashed against the rocks along the shore. The waves splashed, bashed, and crashed against the rocks along the shore. Now, if anyone's very observant, can you see what I've done? I'll give you a clue. Ed, ed, ed. I've made it rhyme. I made it rhyme. So obviously, I'm not writing a poem, but I'm trying to make this interesting for the examiner. So if the examiner sees a bit of rhyming, do you think they're going to be bored, or do you think they're going to say, "Oh, that's pretty good"? So always bear in mind, what can you do to entertain the examiner or amuse the examiner? That's a key tip. Okay, so that's onomatopoeia. Can anyone tell me what A stands for in soap? So there were some really good comments in the chat. With a splash, the fish disappeared into the freezing cold lake. Excellent. Splash, I dived into the sea. The water splashed. So a lot of people have gone with splash. That's fantastic. Devi's gone for the water splashed across the shore, going splash, splash continuously. Very nice. Deepak, splish, splash, splosh. The guy splashed into the water. Excellent. I like that a lot. Okay. So if anyone knows what A stands for, I'll be very impressed. I'm going to write it on the board. It's quite a long word, but most of you will know it. So I just want to thank everyone for participating. So thanks very much to all the members of the 11 Plus SATs, GCSE and ISEB resource group. I'm really thrilled to have you guys here. And thanks to Agnes for letting me host the first Facebook Live session. Excellent. I see Devi, Ria, Barbara, Ruth, Amna, Ami, you guys have all said alliteration. Very good. That is correct. That is correct. So just to explain what alliteration is. Alliteration is when you use 2 or more words that start with the same letter. So that's 2 or more words that start with the same letter. So what I want you guys to do is, in the chat for me, I want to describe the shore. Now it's going to be a sandy shore. So it's a nice sandy shore. That's already alliteration because we've got S and S, sandy shore. Can you guys in the chat give me some S words to describe the sandy shore? Okay, so I'm going to use some of your ideas. If you can give me some S words to describe the sandy shore, that'd be really great. And I'm just going to write it out. I'm going to be careful with my spelling as well, since there's a live audience now. So I'm looking for S words because I would like to do some S alliteration. So I'm going to go into the comments and steal some. Silky, excellent. Soft, sandy shore, lovely, love that. Sunny, silky, scorching. Wow, guys, you've come up with some really nice S words. Okay, so I'm almost done. I've attempted to do the most S's in an 11 plus sentence. Okay, so I've gone with the smooth, silky, sandy shore shone in the sunlight. Okay, so I've got lots of S adjectives there. So lots of S words. I'm going to give you a free comprehension tip just from this. When in the comprehension, sometimes it says, what is the effect of alliteration? The stock answer is alliteration is used to emphasize such and such. So here, alliteration is used to emphasize the sandy shore. And you can say things like the S has a very soft sound. So it makes it sound very smooth and relaxing. So you have to embellish your answer somewhat. And those who do poetry or who are in year 6, you might know that S alliteration, it's called sibilance. S alliteration is called sibilance. Okay, let's go on to let's go. Actually, we'll do one more for alliteration. We'll do one more for alliteration, and I'll show you how to put the creative writing piece together. So at the moment, I'm just looking at the individual soap elements. So we're still looking at alliteration. Now, kids like to play with beach balls. Again, B and B. So beach ball. Can anyone give me some B words to describe the beach ball? So try to describe the beach ball. So think of some B words to describe. How would you describe a beach ball? So I'm gonna use some of your ideas. So I've got a few B words here. And I'm going to take a look in the comments. What B words have you guys got for me? Bouncy, excellent. Ballistic, excellent. Bouncing, big, bouncing, nice, nice. So I'll definitely use some of these. Boisterous, they are going to be bored. Okay, big, bouncy beach ball, lovely. Okay, so I'm nearly done. So I've got my B words. And I've got my beach ball. So let's see what I've got here. I've gone for the bright blue bouncy beach ball bounded along the shore. The bright blue bouncy beach ball bounded along the shore. Now, I just want to point out a few things. So if you have a look here, bright blue, you'll notice there's a hyphen or a dash between bright and blue. Now, what this is, it's called a compound adjective. So what this dash is effectively doing, it's turning these two words into technically one word. Okay, so when you've got I teach the kids a lot of this in terms of color. Don't just say blue, put something in front of it and turn it into a compound adjective, and it just makes it a bit more interesting, because the examiner, he's probably going to see a lot of red, blue, greens, but if you can give him something else, that's going to make it more exciting. So the next exercise that I'm going to ask the audience, you guys, to do, can you give me some compound adjectives for red, green, and blue? And I want you to think about colored diamonds. So I'll start you off with the first one, ruby red. Okay, so this one's for the kids. Please give me some compound adjectives. I've given the example ruby red. Can you give me one for blue and one for green using colored diamonds? So I'll give you the list shortly, but let me see if anyone can guess these in the comments. Excellent. So some of you have put ruby red. Very good. Can you tell me the ones for blue and green? Rosy red. Excellent. Light red. Good, good. Excellent, Sonny. Thank you. Emerald green. That's what I was looking for. And can anyone tell me what a blue diamond is called? So we've got ruby red, emerald green, and I'm looking for blue diamonds. I'm just going to look in the. Oh, excellent. Sonu, well done. Thank you. So that's Kyan. Sonny, Dipali, thank you very much, guys. So let me just put the blue one up. So we've got ruby red, emerald green, and sapphire blue. So rather than just red, green, and blue, we're gonna use diamonds, colored diamonds, just to make it a bit more interesting. And these have all got this hyphen or dash, and these are compound adjectives. Just a hint: the examiner loves the examiners love compound adjectives. So things like midnight black, ruby red, blood red, scarlet red, emerald green, toxic green, azure blue, cobalt blue, So kids, for fun, you can just practice saying different words in front of the color, but it has to make sense. You can't say things like, what's an example? Wooden red. That wouldn't make sense. It's meant to be like wooden brown. Okay. Good. So some of you guys have already guessed P. That's fantastic. So let me just catch up on the comments. Some excellent colors here. Prefix, that's a good guess. It's not quite. So it's a literary technique. Deepak, well done again. P is for personification. So let me spell that. Let me just put that in on my board. P is for personification. Okay. So just to explain what personification is, for those of you who don't know, personification is when you take a non-human object or a non-human item and you give them human qualities or traits. You give them human qualities or traits. So what that means is you make the non-human object seem human. Now, let's think about Day at the Beach. So some of my students will know the answer to this. I want to personify the wind, and it's going to be a gentle ocean breeze. What did the gentle ocean breeze do to my cheek? I'm going to give you another clue in a sec. So let me just write this down. The gentle ocean breeze did what to my cheek? I want you to personify the gentle ocean breeze. Okay. So I'm going to have a look in the comments. Did anyone manage to guess? The gentle ocean breeze. Oh, so we got mountain was angry, hair dancing, whistling wind whistled. That's very good. That's not quite the one that I was thinking. Let me give you a clue. What's this? Mwah. To my cheek. Mwah. What did the gentle ocean breeze do to my cheek? Kiss my cheek. Very good. Excellent, Yvonne. Thank you. So the gentle ocean breeze kissed my cheek, and I want to add a little bit more personification. Guys, what's this? I'll give you a clue. It's not a haircut, which is what I had earlier today. The gentle ocean breeze kissed my cheek, and so I'm going to check the comments. Slap me on my face. Trees dance, gentle ocean breeze kissed his cheek, Did anyone was anyone able to guess what this is? So no one's got it yet. No one's got it yet. What's this, guys? Brushed. Excellent. Thanks, Relika. The gentle ocean breeze kissed my cheek and brushed my hair. So let me put that up for you. Brushed my hair. Okay. The gentle ocean breeze kissed my cheek and brushed my hair. So here I've used two personifications. So kissing the cheek. Remember the ocean breeze, it did not get its lipstick, put the lipstick on and then give me a kiss, and it certainly didn't grab a hairbrush and brush my hair. So this is two examples of personification. Okay. In my opinion, personification is the hardest out of these four. So I'm going to give you guys something else. Let's do something for the sun. Let's do something for the sun. So I'm just going to rub that off. So we'll put the wind to a side, and I want you to personify the sun. Okay. How would you? So personification can be an action. So we had kissing and brushing, but it could also be in terms of a human personality. So how would you describe the sun? And we're going to go for a nice sun. We're going to go for a nice sun. So it's not going to be like an angry sun. We could certainly have that. Oh, excellent. So everyone's now put ruffled, brushed. Thank you, guys. Let's give the sun a personality. How would you describe the sun if they were your best friend? Okay. So I'm going to cheat and I'm going to look at my notes and I'm going to copy that. Okay. So I'm going to give the sun a personality, and this personality is something that I would describe my best friend. Okay, so how would you describe the sun? Guys, let me give you a clue. This will help you. What's this? What was the sun doing? So I'm going to take a look in the comments. The smiley sun, excellent. The sun, the beaming sun caressed my cheek and smiled upon the world. That's fantastic. Well done, Chani. Friendly sun, that's exactly what I wanted. I was going to go for the kind, gentle sun. Smiled, smiled at the old ladies sunbathing on the beach. Sunbathing on the shore. Guys, I'm going to give you another tip. Okay, so I'm going to read this first. The kind, gentle sun smiled at the old ladies sunbathing on the shore. Now here, technically, we've used two personifications because we've given the sun a personality, as in kind and gentle. So that's the personality. And we've given it a human action because the sun doesn't actually have a mouth. Can't really do that. So that's the action. The kind, gentle sun smiled at the old ladies sunbathing on the shore. So I've done a little bit of alliteration here. You can see sunbathing on the shore. And those of you who remembered what we did earlier, we could insert sunbathing on the smooth, silky, sandy shore. Okay, so that's just an example of how you can link your literary techniques together. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna read you guys a story, since everyone's been really well behaved, and I've really enjoyed reading your comments. So thanks a lot. There's like over 1,000 comments, so that's just testament to how interactive and fun this lesson has been, hopefully. And so I hope you guys have picked up something useful for the SOAP technique. So just to show you how it works is when you're planning your story, as you're writing it, if you put SOAP in the margin in pencil when you're doing it, once you've used the simile, you give your S a tick. If you use onomatopoeia, you give O a tick. If you use personification, you give P a tick. And say you finish your story and you forgot to do A, it means you've not used all the literary techniques, as in the 4 basic literary techniques. Now, I'm going to give you a tip. When you're writing your story, skip 2 lines for a new paragraph. The reason why I say that is if you skip 2 lines, say you miss alliteration, you could insert an extra line with alliteration. So say you forgot to talk about the smooth, silky, sandy shore. You could insert that if you skip 2 lines. If you only skip 1 line, it's harder to insert a sentence. So hopefully that tip helps, and that tip can be applied at GCSE as well. So GCSE students, Key Stage 2, Key Stage 3 students, you can still use SOAP. I still use it all the time. In my writing, I use SOAP, but I use more advanced techniques on top of that. So I'd say SOAP is the first thing that you should learn in terms of literary techniques. So who here is ready for the story? I'm going to get it out. So one point just before I read the story, it's not technically a story, because in creative writing there's 2 key differences. So with a descriptive piece and with a story, the main difference is with a story, you have to have a beginning, middle, and end. So with a story, you're telling an actual story with a beginning, middle, and end. Whereas with descriptive writing, the focus is on description. Hence the title. So today's topic, A Day at the Beach, it was meant to be a descriptive piece. And what you're supposed to do with a descriptive piece is to utilize as many of those literary techniques as possible. So don't be shy and just use like 1 simile, 1 onomatopoeia, 1 personification. If you've done a really good job, at the end of it, you should have like loads of ticks. You might have a tick. You might have like this, where you've used 2. You've used like simile, metaphor, 2 onomatopoeia, 3 alliterations, and 2 personifications. So the more you use, the better technique it will be. Obviously, for every single sentence, you don't need to use a technique on every single sentence. So don't go overboard. Use them when they are appropriate. So now I will just read the story for you guys. So this is something that I wrote using the SOAP technique. You can see it's actually very short, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to publish these notes on my website so that you guys can all access it. So for those of you who didn't have a pen and paper, you can just print off my notes, because I really want to help as many people as possible. So let me read. A day at the beach. Through the cotton white clouds, the sun shone brighter than a diamond in the sapphire blue sky. I smiled contentedly to myself as I ambled along the smooth, silky, sandy shore, which was shimmering in the sunlight. This is bliss. I wish every weekend was a bank holiday. chirped my sister excitedly, who had now charged off ahead of our parents to lay claim to the best positioned sun lounger on the beach. I did not mind, as I was just relieved and grateful to not be stuck at school on this marvellous summer's day. This was our first family outing since I had just joined secondary school, and I was relishing every moment of it. By the promenade, I could hear the squawking and chirping of the quarrelling seagulls. They seemed to be waging war with each other over a discarded box of chips, which had been smothered in a concoction of vinegar and ketchup. The waves splashed, bashed, and crashed against the rocks along the shore. It was music to my ears. I glanced over at my younger sibling, who was notorious for having an extremely short attention span, even for a 7-year-old, to see that she was now playing with a bright blue bouncy beach ball. The tender ocean breeze kissed my cheek and gently brushed my jet black hair. A wave of tranquility washed over me, just like the waves that were lapping against the golden sand. Although my sister might have regarded this as just a day at the beach, this will remain etched in my mind as one of the most enjoyable excursions ever. Okay, so that's just something that I cobbled together. And to be honest, in terms of length, it would be okay for a 11 plus candidate to write something similar. So you can see these are actually so it's from there. Sorry, it's from there to there. So it's less than half a side of A4. It's really important to use the techniques. So some of the techniques that I've used here were cotton white, sapphire blue. So that was the compound adjectives that I was going on about earlier. I personified the seagulls. So I described them as quarreling seagulls. I did my onomatopoeia here. The waves splashed, bashed, and crashed against the rocks along the shore. So you can see a lot of the sentences that I've used in this lesson, I've just like scattered them out throughout this paragraph. And then my favorite one was the tender ocean breeze kissed my cheek and gently brushed my jet black hair. So again, I've used another color, which is jet black. Unfortunately, that's all we've got time for. I hope you guys liked it, because I had a great time teaching you, and you know, I just want education to, like creative writing, to be fun and educational, and I think that is possible. So have a look at my reviews. If you type Crystal Tuition into Google, you'll see how much the kids really like my lessons. So I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone in the 11 plus SATs, GCSE and ISCB resource group. You guys have been great, and thank you so much for participating. I do genuinely read like all your comments. I haven't had time to read the 1,400 comments, but I will get around to doing that. So thank you so much, and I really hope to see you all soon. I'm going to post a link to these lesson notes so that everyone can have a free copy, and there's some practice questions for the kids to practice what they've learned. So again, thank you so much for like listening to me ramble on, and I hope to see you guys soon. So thanks.